Negros Island encompasses a multitude of attractions and never goes short of sweet delights, from the culinary scene of Bacolod, the ancestral houses of Silay, the coastal resort of Cadiz, the waterfronts of Sipalay to the waterfalls of Valencia, the marine reserves of Dawan and Danjugan Island, and the heritage sites of Dumaguete. To make a run-down of its boundless lineup of attractions calls for a quite bold move. But to at least kick off the nomadic pursuits. Here are 20 top tourist destinations that you can cover for a week-long itinerary in the island of Negros.
1. Apo Island is a volcanic island covering 12 hectares in land area, 7 kilometers off the southeastern tip of Negros Island and 30 kilometers south of the Negros Oriental capital of Dumaguete City in the Philippines. The name Apo was derived from a Filipino word which literally means grandchild. The marine habitat around the island is a marine reserve, protected by the National Integrated Protected Area Act, NEPA, and under the jurisdiction of the Protected Area Management Board, PAMB. It has become a popular dive site and snorkeling destination with tourists. There are 2 resorts on Apo Island, both of which have their own dive centers, Apo Island Beach Resort and Liberty's Lodge. There is a ranger station and a lighthouse. 2. Mount Canlaon. Explore an active volcano, Mount Canlaon on Negros Island. This active volcano, at almost 2,600 meters high, is one of the 5 highest mountains in the Philippines. Its new crater is a breathtaking 400 meters deep and around 100 meters wide. The trail to the top is steep and we'll climb through different vegetation zones from rich agriculture land to thick rainforest until reaching the lunar-like landscapes surrounding the crater. Taking 3 days to explore this mountain, you can spend one night at a pension house and the next night at the camp on the crater saddle in tents. From there you have a view of the whole Visayas region with the clouds just a stone's throw away. 3. The twin lakes of Danao and Balinsasayao in Sibulan. Atop the mountains that surround the small coastal town of Sibulan are 2 pristine lakes that were Danao and Balinsasayao. Together, they are just 2 among the many beautiful lakes found in the province of Negros Oriental. Tucked away from the nuisance of the rapidly progressing Dumaguete, they lay unperturbed in the mountains with only the singing of the birds and the tranquility of nature keeping them company. Hidden beneath the abundance of the luscious rainforest, they are treasures meant to be revered to and protected. Being one of the major tourist attractions offered in the city of Dumaguete, they surprisingly stayed untouched. Their water is as clear as crystals and teeming with life. It reflects the greenery of the surrounding forest like emeralds shimmering under the sunlit skies. The air smells that of early morning dew or that of trees and of earth after a rain shower and will keep you cool throughout the day. The lakes have stayed in their most natural state with only the presence of small cottages made of native materials and boats docked at the mouth of the lake serving as signs of little human intervention. 4. Sugar Beach, Sipalay. Sugar Beach is the kilometer-long sugary brown-colored sand beach in Sipalay. It is an ideal destination for those who want to relax and unwind after exploring the underrated idyllic city of Sipalay in Negros Occidental. Sit back, relax and unwind while lazing on the sand and watching the sunset. 5. Lacawan Island, Cadiz. The pure white sand of Lacawan Island resorts as a haven of peace and relaxation and a place for one to rejuvenate. Lacawan Island Resorts is scattered within 16 hectares, offering all the comforts of home available in spacious accommodations. Now, under new management, Lacawan Island Resorts is further expanding into a bigger, more luxurious resort right in the heart of Negros. Whether on a getaway, honeymoon, or just the desire to relax and rejuvenate, Lacawan Island Resort is the perfect island persuasion. 6. Casaroro Falls, Valencia. In the town of Valencia, Negros Oriental, located 9.4 kilometers west of Dumaguete City, lies the beautiful Casaroro Falls, considered to be the most photographed waterfall in the entire Negros province. Casaroro Falls is lodged deep into the rock crevices of the rugged Valencia Mountains. With an astounding height of 100 feet, the water plunges into a deep cold basin before it flows down to a stream. The waterfall is considerably narrow, instead of the usual wide cascade, but this is precisely what makes Casaroro unique. Though despite its narrowness, the volume of water that drops is heavy and causes a roar as it touches the pool. Around the basin are natural boulders huge enough to rest any traveler's weary feet. 7. Perth Paradise, Sipalay. 6 hours away from Bacolod City lays a beautiful gem of Negros Occidental. Perth Paradise Resort is a blissful haven in Sipalay City that has a scenic view of the sea and lush green islets. Located on top of a hill, its visitors can enjoy a wide panoramic view that has all the elements of what you would expect from a paradise. The travel from the City of Smiles to Perth Paradise Resort will be lengthy, with towns and towns of sugarcane plantations in between. What is unique to Perth among the other resorts nearby is its infinity pool at the hilltop. You need more than 100 steps to get there. After shedding some sweat, you can finally dip and relax in the pool while enjoying the pristine scenery. The pool is not that deep, so even kids can swim there. There's also a view deck on the rooftop for a more breathtaking 360 view. A far-flung town, Sipalay has its own unique beauty to offer. 8. Tinagong Dagat, Sipalay. Tinagong Dagat, formerly called as the Isla Bonita, is located in Sitio Latasan, Sipalay City, Negros Occidental. Sipalay is one of the most visited places in Negros Occidental due to its tourist spots. Sipalay boasts its pristine beaches and attractive diving spots like Natasan Beach Resort, Perth Paradise Resort, etc. These spots continue to fascinate the tourists that flock the secluded town all year round. Tinagong Dagat islets are connected by bridges wherein you can just walk from one islet to another. The bridges are made of wood and bamboo except for the longest one. The longest bridge is made of wood but with a concrete support at the middle. The viewing deck is the highest point among the surrounding islets in the resort. In going to the viewing deck, you will have to endure walking in a concrete path going up. Note that the viewing deck is just a few steps, like less than 100 steps from the base of the islet, but it can be tiring to those who are not used to an ascent walk. 9. Pulangbato Falls, Valencia. At the foot of Cuernos del Negros or Mount Tolinis is the town of Valencia in Negros Oriental, home to numerous waterfalls including Pulangbato Falls, otherwise known as Malabo Falls. With its proximity and accessibility from Dumaguete City, it is fast becoming a tourism hotspot. Pulangbato Falls is one of the so-called twin falls of Barangay Malabo. As the name suggests, Twin Falls is made up of two cascades coming from two different sources. One is a clear and narrow drop, while the other is the famed Pulangbato as the water cascades on a wall covered with sulfur deposits, making it appear red or orange in color. Pulangbato Falls has a height of approximately 30 feet with deep and sloping catch basin. Its water originates from the highland of Ocoy River Valley at the base of Mount Tolinis, a potentially active volcano. Despite the presence of sulfur, bathing in the waterfalls is permitted. 10. Manjuyad Sandbar in Bais. Escape from the hustle and bustle of the city and visit somewhere peaceful, reserved, and unpopulated. We recommend you visit the Manjuyad Sandbar in Bais City, dubbed as the Maldives of the Philippines. This hidden gem situated in Negros Oriental and has been an offbeat destination because of its 7 kilometers stretch powdery white sand and clear blue waters. The best time to visit this sandbar is from December to May when there's a less chance of precipitation. 11. The ruins of Bacolod City. The ruins, or the Nutsberry Garden, was built in 1920 but was burned in 1942 by Filipino guerrilla who were against Don Mariano's approval of letting in some Japanese soldiers during the siege of the World War II. The mansion itself was made from a mixture of sand, cement, and egg white, thus making the establishment withstand any calamity or disaster. It is known as the Taj Mahal of Negros, where the entity of the said establishment was designed by an Italian architect. This has 10 big rooms adorned by pieces of furniture made from narrow wood and machuca tiles for its flooring. The mansion itself was left to burn for 3 days but had not consumed all of the entity of the said establishment. What makes this establishment special is that 2-letter M for Maria and Mariano, facing each other, were molded on every post of the mansion, leaving behind reminders of a glorious and colorful past that can still be seen up to present. 12. Poblacion Beach, Sipalay. Poblacion Beach is one of the most charming beaches in Sipalay City. Its peculiar setup of having the hotels and restaurants constructed far from its shore is a remarkable example of an ideal beach. Located just beside the city proper, it's amazing how this beach is very neat and well maintained. Great tasting local food can be enjoyed by its visitors in its nearby food hall. Sipalay's spectacular sunset is there to give you a pleasant time while waiting for your order. As nighttime comes in, they have a live band to entertain you while delighting yourself with a sumptuous dinner. 13. Punta Balo Beach, Sipalay. The beach is frequented by tourists not only for its kilometer strip of white sand and cool blue waters, but also with its first-class diving resorts that assemble as backdrop to its fine shores. Some of these diving resorts are Artistic Diving, Easy Diving, and Natasan Beach Resorts. The beach is another spot to grace the sunset. While going to its waters, be wary of the sea urchins that seem to form like gardens in the little holes of its seafloor. 14. Sea View Haven Resort, Sipalay. The newest addition to the resorts that share the view of clustered islets at the waterfront of Sipalay. It is nearby Tinagong Dagat, but closer to Perth Paradise. The resort also offers a swimming pool that makes for a fair vantage point for sunset viewing. 15. Julian's Wreck, Sipalay. Sipalay is dubbed as the Jewel of the Sugar Island, or Jewel of Negros, because of its beautiful beaches, natural attractions, caves, waterfalls, coves, bays, and underwater treasures. It's an ideal place to spend a vacation away from your hectic life because of its laid-back lifestyle. For scuba divers, both professionals and amateurs alike, Sipalay is the place to be for its beautiful dive spots. It offers 44 sites, several of which are wreck sites. Most of these beautiful coral reefs and diving spots were named by the owner of Artistic Diving Resort, Arthur Muller. One of the wreck sites is called Julian's, named after a sunken cargo ship. If one hasn't tried out scuba diving yet, you can explore the site by snorkeling. 16. Camp Westahan Island, Bacolod City. Camp Westahan is a family-oriented highland resort with a theme park environment located at Talisay City, Negros Occidental. The rates are affordable and the location is easily accessible from Bacolod City, Iloilo, or airport, making you have a great bonding with your family. Camp Westahan was awarded as one of the top 6 tourist destinations in the Philippines. The resort has several attractions that will surely make your stay exciting, worthwhile, and memorable. From the name itself, the resort is situated uphill, so expect a colder climate when you get there. They have a wave pool and a swimming pool there as well if you want to take a plunge. 17. Mambucal Resort, Murcia. Mambucal Resort in Murcia, Negros Occidental is one of the most popular mountain resorts in the Philippines. At 1,200 meters above sea level, it is also one of the highest mountain resorts, serving as a gateway, or an exit, depending where you came from, to the vast and verdant Mount Canlaon National Park. Mambucal Resort boasts of a perfect blend of natural features and man-made amenities that can provide fun, excitement, and relaxation for everyone. Getting to the falls is no easy feat. After all, there's 7 of them. And considering they're situated at the foot of one of the country's toughest mountains, it is not at all surprising. There are 2 ways to get to the waterfalls. First is to trek your way up from the resort, tracing the trail that leads to each one of them. This requires a guide, which are only available at the resort until 7 a.m. If you are not much of an early riser and 7 a.m. is too early for you to get started, the other option is to hire a habal motorcycle to drive you to each one of the waterfalls. It may seem so, but don't go jumping into conclusion yet that the second option is the easier way to go, as it will also require 20 to 30 minutes of trek along rough, slippery and rugged terrains to get to each waterfalls. 18. Forest Camp, Valencia. The Forest Camp is located 11.5 kilometers, 6 miles, of paved road west of Dumaguete City. 20 minutes is all it takes to reach paradise, away from the noise and pollution of city life. The resort has 2.5 hectares of nature at its best, a valley under a canopy of tropical, indigenous forest trees. It has a river passing through its landscape with cascading sound blending perfectly with the welcoming songs of birds and applause of leaves. Enhancing the scenery is its constantly cool ambiance, being 800 feet above sea level. Indeed, it is one of the main attractions of Valencia, Negros Oriental. Sticking to its natural beauty concept, it has 9 cold spring swimming pools designed to appear like natural lagoons formed by the river. 19. Smoky Mountain, Valencia. On the way to Pulambato Falls in Valencia, Negros Oriental is a mountain with geothermal vents of sulfuric smoke. Check out this pure delight for free, especially during rainy season when the vents produce more smoke than usual. Many travelers who go to the Red Rock waterfalls always stop by the mountain, which they call it as Smoky Mountain. They call this Smoky Mountain for it emits smoke, but it's not only a smoke. The smoke it emits is sulfur. You don't have to test it out to find out that it's sulfur, because you can already tell it by its smell, which is so strong but not enough to hurt the human body. 20. Campanario de Dumaguete. The Campanario de Dumaguete is a famous landmark of the city. Built in 1811, the watchtower was constructed to warn residents of the impending danger by Moro pirate attacks in search of slaves. The Dumaguete Belfry was built among one of the 4 watchtowers of the town, just right next to the Cathedral of St. Catherine of Alexandria along Perdices Street, fronting Rizal Park. Locals, tourists, and devotees visit the belfry to light candles and offer prayers at the Grotto of Our Lady of Perpetual Health. There's a small souvenir shop near the grotto that sells candles, rosaries, and other religious items. Today, the towering historical marker now stands witness of Dumaguete City's growth and progress through the years and years to come.